It's the 22nd of May 2025, and in this video we're going to compare ChatGPT, Claude and Google AI Studio in their ability to make a version of Astroids with JavaScript in a HTML page. Okay, so the prompt we're going to use is create a version of the Atari game Astroids using JavaScript and produce the result in a standalone HTML file. The page should be made visually appealing with CSS. I also want you to include a feature where the score from each game is shown in a leaderboard. Okay, so the first part is reasonably simple. We're just asking it to make a single HTML file that has JavaScript built in, which has the functionality of the game Astroids. And and then the second part, maybe it'll do it, maybe it won't. Let's see. Because just a standalone HTML file can't have persistence on a web browser, meaning that if you refresh the page, any changes that have happened will be lost. To have persistence, you need some kind of way of saving data, and the page needs to be run on a server. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to see if it makes a non-persistent leaderboard. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that, and let's see what they come up with. Okay, so we'll just use the same prompts in Claude and in Google AI Studio. And just for a bit of fun, I'm going to turn the temperature all the way up to 2 in Google AI Studio. And this temperature is supposedly something to do with creativity. Right, so we're on Gemini 2.5 Pro preview, Claude Sonnet 3.7, and I think it's ChatGPT 4.0. So ChatGPT is coding away. If you don't happen to know what HTML, JavaScript, and CSS are, HTML is just the code which defines how the information on a web page is displayed, or like what information there is to be displayed and where it's put. So Firefox or Safari will take the HTML codes and find okay, there's a title, Astroids game, put it at the top, and there's the body, there's some canvas, so the canvas is what the JavaScript code goes in. This h2 tag is like another title. Then there's this styling tag, and the styling tag contains CSS code, so this is all the CSS. CSS does things like the color, the shapes of the buttons, the shapes of the div rectangles. And then this script tag, which is going to be linked to in this canvas, presumably. Yeah, so const canvas document get element by ID, game canvas, and then game canvas is in the HTML tag canvas. This script tag contains the JavaScript. So let's see, ship is defined as a structure with a position x, y, radius, angle, rotation, and then create asteroid belt, distance between points, shoot laser, update. So ship.x, ship.y. Okay, looks fine. That's finished. Claude is also finished. It says there was a script error here. And okay, Google AI Studio also finished. So now we're just going to copy the code and go into Visual Studio Code, create a file, GPT Astroids 2.html. Yeah, just rename that. GPT, okay, and save, get the Claude code. And then we'll get the Google AI Studio code. Okay, right, so now let's open the files and see what it looks like. So the HTML file can just be opened with a web browser. And so what have we got? This is Google AI Studio, GPT, and Claude. Right, okay, so let's see. GPT. Okay, so something's happening. The angle of the gun and the angle of the ship are not properly aligned, and also the direction of motion is not correctly aligned to the angle of the ship. And when I rotate the ship clockwise, the gun rotates anti-clockwise, which is a problem. But let's just see, does def work and does the leaderboard work? So, okay, I have a score 100, and does def work? Def does work, got a score 200. Okay, so it looks like the leaderboard is working. Score 0, okay. Score 100. Okay, so the leaderboard is working. That's actually more than I expected. But the game is super buggy with the rotation and direction of travel. These things are kind of easy to fix. So not bad, to be fair. The asteroids are just circles, and they stop spawning when they all disappear. And also they don't split up into two, like the classic game. Let's have a look at Claude. So 3 lives. Start game, right. This is good. So the asteroids break up, and they're not just circles. See the scores going up there. Right, now it is def working. Lives 2. Lives 1. And, okay, so 22:05. Okay, so it puts the date. Oh, play again. So this is better. And there's no bugs with the direction of travel and the gun. And there's all these particle effects as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, so Claude did well there. Better than GPT. Now, what's the maximally creative Google AI Studio going to come up with? Let's have a look. Astroids Deluxe, huh? Okay, so we'll just load that again. Press enter, start. So it doesn't appear to be working. I did this yesterday, and Google AI Studio was by far the best result. Maybe with the very high creativity, it forgot how to... it spent too much time procrastinating and ended up not making the game properly. So, yeah, not the best result there from Google AI Studio. Okay, so we're just going to try and fix these things. To Google AI Studio, I said the game does not start when you press enter. and to ChatGPT I said the gun angle rotates in the opposite direction to the ship, and the angle of the ship is not aligned to the direction of travel. Fix this. Okay, so let's see what they come up with. And while we're waiting, let's just have a look at a version of Astroids that I made from scratch way back in 2019, so before generative AI. Other PhD code website, main website, Astroids. Nice. So I coded this in p5.js way back in 2019. So it's just amazing what is now possible with these tools, because this might have taken like six hours over 2 or 3 days, and now you can do something almost equivalent in a matter of seconds. And isn't that amazing? So I learned how to do this using this YouTube tutorial, the coding train. So he teaches how to use p5.js to make graphical programs in JavaScript. And if you want to learn how to do this thing, I'd highly recommend it. Just Google the coding train, you'll find it. I seem to remember a high score is like 1,000. If you can get to 1,000, it's really good, and it gets harder as you go on. Okay, so let's see, have we fixed it? Okay, it's finished coding, so just copy that to GPT. Control V, so 272 lines of code GPT. Claude was 656, and now Google AI Studio is also finished. Right, so copy that, and Google AI Studio 632, now 662. Right, so let's just reload them. So first, let's do GPT. Yeah, okay, so that fixed it. Pretty good. Wait, does def does work, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, the leaderboard stays even when you reload the page. Oh, how does it do that? How does it do that? I thought you need to run a server to do that. How does it do that? Okay, I'm gonna ask it. How did you get persistence after reloading the page with the leaderboard? The persistence of the leaderboard is achieved using the web storage API. Ah, how interesting. Specifically the local storage object. Here's how it works in your code. Local storage is a browser-based storage that allows JavaScript to store data persistently. Browser-based storage. It survives page reloads or browser restarts in key value pairs. Wow, okay. That's interesting. And does it require the internet? Does it require internet access? Does it require... because it's an API, so, well, I guess you could have a local API. So it probably doesn't require internet access. And I had no idea you could do that. See, this is why these tools are so good. Even if you know a little bit about something, like even if you don't know how to code in JavaScript or CSS or HTML, you just know what they are vaguely. You can say, write some code in this language, and it'll do it. And then you can ask questions. Oh, how did you do that? How does this work? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. What about this? So no, the leaderboard does not require internet access. It uses local storage. Wow, okay. Great. Didn't know that. Right, so let's try the Google AI Studio. Does it work? Ah, that looks promising. And, how do I shoot? Space to shoot. So shoot does not work. Pressing space. Okay, but you know what I want to know now is, does Google AI Studio have persistence? Does this one have persistence? Oh, and the rotation is backwards. Nice. So play again. Okay, leaderboard. And if I reload this, does it have persistence? It does as well. Okay, so how did Google AI Studio get persistence? How did you get persistence in the leaderboard? Okay. Because I tried to make a web page with persistence a while ago, and I was using Claude, and it told me that you need to have a server, and I needed to use like Node.js and Express and all of these things. So it uses the local storage API. Amazing. I had no idea that this local storage API existed. Right. So that was interesting. I guess that's enough for now. We'll leave it there. Which one? So Claude was the best, really. Yeah. Oh, and does Claude have persistence? Yeah. No way. Nice. So that was fun. Let's leave it there.